Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another glorious co-casting, yeah. And in this one, we are going to be going up against the rank 72 DAK player, but let's go ahead and engage that tactical pause, get the introductions out of the way. Now, for the salty wereaboo players, you're probably going, well, rank 72 isn't that good. This man is a high-level 1600 ELO player, rank 43 USF, rank 64 Wehrmacht, rank 72 DAK. This man knows how to co-3, and we're going to be surviving some pretty nasty cheese that my opponent whips out of nowhere. Now, in addition, not speaking bad on my opponent, GG to him. He never said anything disrespectful to me, so I'm going to try to keep it classy as much as possible. Big thanks to Sleepy Gary for allowing me to borrow his profile to make these videos. Keeps my account private, keeps the wereaboo players in the fucking dust, and that's how I like it. And in addition, we're going to be using an off-meta build for this video. Now, most people are rushing Jeep. I'm going to go ahead and go double Pathfinders, 3 Riflemen. Now, here's the problem. This build does not work on Wehrmacht whatsoever. If you try it on Wehrmacht, you will die. And I've been experimenting, and I was 1433 ELO, but I got busted down to 1398 because I've been using off-meta builds that my friends were recommending.
Pathfinders are now available.
So there's the Pathfinders waiting for it to pop. We're going to go ahead and cap the fuel at the same time. Starting the build on the next squad of Pathfinders as soon as I get my head on my butt. There we go, second build started. We're going to go ahead and push to the left side of the map. What are we worried about from my opponent? Possible Kent and Crad and 250. So after capping this fuel and Muni, we're going to rush for the manpower point with the Rifleman and try to be king of the hill to get that up fuel. Now the Relic devs are going, I don't understand why people go for this hill. It makes no sense. Alright, Relic devs, I don't know if you guys are that fucking retarded or not, but the reason why people go for this fuel, it's because it's closer than this fuel way down here. Big brain moment. Also, if they take the hill, they can jump into the manpower point and get 3 manpower points for a total of 24 extra manpower, which is huge, 24 per minute. So that's why people do that, Relic devs. You guys are really leading the way with that brain power, you fucking geniuses. Jeez Louise, you can't believe these people. Oh, also, before I get started, and since it's a slow start in the match, I do have a live recording of this video. I'll put it in the link in the comments. And what I mean by live is it'll show you my thought and step for step in this process, and it's a better understanding of how fast I'm playing this game and trying to not die. And lastly, is anybody playing Helldivers 2 right now? I love the fucking game. I just can't get into a fucking lobby. The people that won't go outside and touch grass. I can't get into a lobby right now, guys. I got level 50s, with the maxed out weapons going, bro, what are you, level 20? It's like, yeah, I couldn't even get into the fucking weekend. At double XP because you fucks won't let me in. Jeez Louise, it's like, dude, let me play. I want to play Helldivers 2. That game is fun. If you haven't played it, get it. And I'm not even getting paid to say that. I'm just saying it's actually pretty fucking fun. First engagement of the game. What's happening? Riflemen are going to go ahead and ignore the fuel cap. Pathfinders will take over the fuel cap. Riflemen will press into the engineers, getting the bleed and stopping him from popping flamethrowers. We chase him off. Riflemen are going to go ahead and downhill. At the same time, on the left side of the map, we had a first engagement with Peregrines. We're going to back off, try to get the cap, relink with the Riflemen. We need these third rifles built. And again, I'm going to be showing you, very off-meta stuff right now because right now the meta with USF is double Jeep or 1 Jeep, 3 Riflemen. And that's what you have to go as USF to have a chance in these games because the Kent and Crad is incredibly powerful and so is the Crad Schutzen. And there's the double Peregrines from my opponent. Even though I have 4 units, oh no, it's 4 to 4 right now. The 250 can bleed heavily the Riflemen. I should have put them in cover, and they kind of are in cover, but the game's bugging out. What's going on? Riflemen are going to have to stay in cover with the Pathfinders, go for long-range bleeds. We're going to focus the unit out of cover as soon as we can get into range. For some reason, it's not working. I did give the attack command. But I'm being very cautious up top. I see the engineers. We're going to go take the rifle and flank around, press into the engineers, and dodge the 250, hopefully. But unfortunately, he comes back around the mountain. We're teching into nades because we're worried about what? Cheesy flamethrowers, people. Clown car. And he's going to go ahead and pop on in.
The enemy have taken territory.
We'll throw a snare in a second. As soon as I get my brain working. Yeah, I tried to hit this. I actually did try to hit the snare. It wasn't working. I'll show that in the live replay. At the same time, Rifleman pressing the left side of the map, trying to desperately buy time, get the cap, or stop the cap on the fuel. We're going to go ahead and close the gap. And behind the heavy cover, buying time, waiting for that third Rifleman to pop, and surviving this game.
Territory out of supply. They've cut us
So,
off.
Rifleman, trying to hold on for dear life. Look, here's the Rifleman overperforming, right? You fucking DAK mains. Yeah, look at that. They're super overperforming. I get a lucky nade. Try to go for a dirty wipe. My opponent was not paying attention. Most people don't think you're going to tech for early nades. And again, check the kill count, 7 to 10. It's going to get worse, folks. You know the deal when playing USF. It's constant survival and Company of Heroes 3. Now, again, my opponent is a USF main, so my hat's off to you, sir. If you can main USF and get that high in ranking, you're a damn good player. Rifleman closing the distance to bleed these Pegrins, and it works. Get 2 big model drops. That means he's out of the fight, off the field. And we're delaying fuel as much as possible, but even with the fuel delays that we have been doing, and you've seen me stopping the fuel, it won't matter, because he will pump out 8 rads for days, and then a double martyr. Even if you do everything right, like I'm doing right now as a USF player, we will still be on the back foot no matter what you do, and this is the problem when playing USF. If you do everything right, you're still going to fuck up. What are we doing right now? Teching in a captain. You cannot go tier 3. Tier 3 is not viable whatsoever. If you try to pump out a half track with a 75 mil gun, the 75 mil gun underperforms, and it's just a massive target. So tier 3 is not viable. Bazookas are barely viable. The recommendation is skip tier 3, and that's very, very fucking sad right now. It's just tier 3 is so weak. There's the half track with the Pegrins in the back of it. He gets a damage bonus, and he gets a reduced accuracy bonus, so his units can, you know, basically pump out the damage and take less damage in return. Rifleman desperately trying to close the gap. He has the high ground advantage, so that's why we have to keep pressing through. We do have snares on the line, so it's no big deal. Trying to stop the cap in the +10 fuel. We need to cut him off as much as possible. We are in danger here, folks. The longer the DAK has the fuel control and you don't as a USF, you will lose. What are we doing right now? Advanced logistics. So I haven't popped an airborne squad yet, but I'm waiting and debating, do I pop airborne or get AT gun? At first, at the same time, on the left side of the map, fighting engineers, you know, backing off, flamethrowers are kicking in, riflemen trying to get some dirty decaps, getting the manpower point. You know, DAK needs manpower points at all times. So the more we stall, the more we delay his manpower, the more time we have. Rifleman going for a sneaky VP cap. Again, double trouble in mid. My opponent has 3 Pegrins. I have 3 riflemen, and as long as the Pegrins are next to a vehicle, they will overperform. And that's what we're worried about. And he's playing everything right. My opponent knows what's up. I can't tech in a medical. You know the deal as USF. You can barely ever tech in a medical, but we'll tech it as soon as we can. As soon as we can, because we're worried about a vehicle popping at this point. And I'm debating, do I save the manpower bone medical teching now? So we're going to actually skip tier 3 and tier 4 because we're relying on the advanced logistics for 25% reduced manpower costs. So we're trying to keep our infantry onto the field, stall for time like we do as USF, blocking the cap. Barely get it in time, block the manpower point cap, and we're going to go ahead and win this engagement. Captain closes in, and Pathfinders have the high ground, so we're going to get that double bleed damage, and that's why the Pegrins are lacking. So don't even try to complain, Axis Ways, about those Pegrins. Get a sneaky nade on the top right side of the map. You know, I was hoping for the vehicle kill, throw an actual nade, but we can't get it. Riflemen are bleeding too heavy. Have to retreat. What are we worried about right now? Sneaky 8 rad, and again, look at the kill count, 22 to 15. Oh, riflemen are overperforming, though. Right, Axis mains? I feel like that's what you guys sound like. You know, I could be wrong, but I literally, every time I listen to an Axis main speak, they have some kind of fucking high-pitched nerdy voice, and that shit cracks me up. And it's like, bro, do you go, hey, baby, you know, I've got a hentai collection with your name on it. You know, I know how to do the cunnilingus, you know. You know, I practice on this body pillow all day long, but I think you won't last too long. Oh, yeah, I love making fun of these nerds. They get mad. They're like, you know, I'll downvote your video. Nigerian, I don't give a fuck if you downvote my video. What was it going to do to me? Oh, you downvoted my video. What am I going to... Oh, yeah, I have a life. Okay. I love pissing off the Axis nerds, man. And that's, again, for the players that have the SS Panzer Wehraboo profiles. I'm making fun of you. And here's what we're worried about, folks. The 8 rads onto the field. And that's what we're stressed about right now. What does that mean? He's going to make 2 or 3, and that's exactly what happens, and this is why. Look at this. This is behind heavy cover, and the 8 rad is bleeding me hardcore nonstop. Yes, the Pegrins are in tandem, and I think some of them are firing the rifleman. Flamethrowers moving in. We're in a very dangerous situation. I panic calling an AT gun. Now it's time. It could have been a little bit too close, but we're trying to stall for time. Rifleman desperately running out of the building. We're in trouble here, folks. 32 to 17, basically a 2.0 KD ratio right now. And that's what we're stressing about. This AT gun is unsupported. I could have fucked up, lost the game. I'm going to go ahead and roll it out. There's a second 8 rad into the build. We don't know this yet. At the same time, refocusing down on the left side of the map. AT gun trying to back up to support the rifleman. Moving in a snare nade on the 8 rad. Any damage is better than no damage. Get a lucky wipe on the P-Grand. This is huge. This got us basically back into the game. And we're relying heavily on the reduced 25% manpower cost because we are hemorrhaging manpower as soon as one 8 rad comes into the field. Let's go ahead and check my opponent's screen real quick so we can get a correct count. That 8 rad is on 4 kills and it has just shown its face, and that rifleman was behind heavy cover. Give it time, it will get worse. At the same time, high ground kicks in, chasing P-Grins away. He's going for the cutoffs, trying to delay the fuel. He thinks I'm going to go for Greyhound, which is the typical meta right now. We're going to go ahead and pump out 2 AT guns and an airborne squad with Zooks, and that's what we're relying on right now. We're going to go for AT and Zook squads. And this only works on DAK, people. On Axis, if they have coastals, you will lose. I mean, shit, Grenadiers, because the Kenton Crowd has a huge capping ability on the map. At the same time, I'm being a little bit stagnant, trying to heal everything up. I'm more focused on this engagement. Get the kill on the 250. Didn't call it out right away. We killed the 250. 8 rad in the background, putting heavy bleeds on my rifleman. It's going to go ahead and retreat, trying to move the AT gun in position. And this is the problem with AT guns in this game. It's such a fucking hassle, and the maps are so big that you're constantly trying to play catch-up. What are we doing right now? Coming out of the base, 3 squads going right, and there's the second 8 rad outside my base, literally cock blocking me in my base. He is trying to pin me down. So even if he has 2 P-Grins, doesn't matter. The 8 rads can keep me pressured all the time. What does that mean? I'm forced to call in a paratrooper squad. It could have been the wrong call, but I called in because I had a feeling there was more infantry than there was. So I'm going to use this replay and learn from my mistake. And the reason is I want to go ahead and get these 75 munis on a more mobile AT, and that's because this is just so fucking slow. I want something a little bit faster, a little bit meatier, and we have reduced manpower cost, so this will bring down the reinforcement to 22, I believe, which is very nice versus the 30, 32? Something like that. Rifleman getting engaged by the 8 rad, taking no damage. Oh, there's the damage kicking in now. It's shooting through the green cover. Oh, actually, I thought it killed his own model. No, it's shooting through the green cover. Gotta love this game's logic. In a dangerous situation right now, folks, trying to back up the AT gun. In a desperate situation, trying to survive.
Skies are clear. Heading to target.
Apologize for the background noise if you hear anything. There's a big football game. Madden game going on in the background. Unlike a lot of you Axis fans, you know, I get to enjoy the ability of having friends in my life.
They pushed us off the sector.
So what is that? That is a cheesy 254 reconnaissance vehicle, and he's going to go ahead and call it artillery, and watch what happens to these Pathfinders. Boom, big hit. Boom, second hit. Boom, 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 boom. No model drops. Get very lucky, but look. Everybody loves the 254 reconnaissance vehicle, calling in free artillery strikes, punishing you for daring enter the glorious Axis territory. Why would you ever want to play allies? What are you? Some kind of freedom lover? Off to the concentration camp with you? Yeah, baby! You know, Axis mates in a nutshell. My grandfather was in the concentration camp. He was the oven maker. Yeah, basically that kind of shit. What are we doing? Trying to move the double AT guns in. I did call in a second one. This match is getting a bit ridiculous right now. We're trying to get rid of the fucking 8 rads. There's 3 onto the field now. 3, folks. Hit this tactical pause real quick. Before I get started, when I came back to the game, somebody was like, bro, if you played a high level, he was talking about 1800 ELO player. There's only like 24 people in the world that is 1800 ELO. You gotta love these Axis mains. Bro, 1800 ELO, here's the problem with that. I don't know about you, you guys, my normal co-players, but a lot of us are, you know, 1500 ELO to 1600 ELO. We are normal people who have normal lives, who want to play a video game and have fun. Those 1800 ELO players are on this game 24/7 nonstop. They probably don't have any kind of fucking social life. And me being a basically 1800 ELO point at one point, I understand completely. If you want to get that high into the game, you are literally doing nothing but playing this game. And I was like, yeah, that's why I took a break from Co for 8 months. I was like, dude, I have a life. I need to go outside. I need to go touch grass. So even me. So when you run into these 1800 ELO people, or people like, you're not even the highest pro in the world. And it's like, bro, Normal people see this, and we're going to struggle against this because this is retarded. This is damaging. My rant and rave off, but this is the problem right now. Spammable units, it makes the game very unfun, and that's what these 8-rads are. And just look at the damage they're putting on me. I'm moving everything in, double AT guns in tandem, but he's using this fucking natural cover as a sight blocker, and it's very smart. And look at that, AT guns crank out, get 2 lucky shots, but these things are gonna miss a lot, and you'll see it. Get a wipe on the P-Grin squad, focused all my firepower, so this is huge. We wipe another P-Grin off the field, but the 8-rads can kick my ass still. But yeah, one more tactical pause. But yeah, that's the problem with that logic. Bro, are you even like... It's like, dude, fuck you. A lot of us are normal people who have lives and want to just turn our brains off and have fun for a little bit and not have to fucking deal with the 1800. It's like, congratulations, you're top 1 in the world. How much pussy you get in a weekend? Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I don't know about you guys. Shit. I enjoy the touch of a woman versus the touch of a keyboard. And there's the AT guns trying to crank out, get damage on the 8-rad. He's going to go ahead and dodge. And look at that, AT guns are missing. That was a double miss on the AT gun. Desperately trying to hit the 8-rad. And this is what I'm talking about, this natural sight blocker, which means he can fuck with me all day long. And all he has to do is get the single engineer squad, repair his 8-rads, he's back in the fight. He's going to double down on engineers. What did he do? 254 recon vehicle called in, trying to take me out of the game. And that's what we're struggling with right now, folks. 8-rads are bleeding me. 254 can hit my AT guns. Have to rotate to the left side of the map because every time we engage him, he can sneakily cap with the P-grins, go after my fuel, get another 8-rad onto the field. And right now, we are worried about double martyrs and support because we delayed as much as we could. We skipped Tier 3 and Tier 4 and focused on the advanced logistics to reduce the cost of the rifleman, which we need because we're 51 to 29 right now, 9 more kills, and it's going to be a 2-to-1 KD ratio, basically. So we are hoping by delaying and buying time, we can go ahead and shit out a tank, and this will buy us back into the game because we've been trying to track his fucking 8-rads down. And look at his army composition. I got lucky wipes. If he wasn't being a little bit silly with his P-grins, he could have absolutely taken me down. Because the 8-rads would have kept me nut checked in base, blocking and buying time. But yeah. But you boys know that I fight the power of the hentai, you know?
Enemy movement near victory point.
You know, I caught you watching the hentai, Axa-san. How'd you know? How'd you catch me? I can smell it in your room, and you are mainline access all day long. You have no friends. You bring a great dishonor to the family. I've never seen so many underage schoolgirls on your laptop. Great shame to the family. I pop a flare, looking for the 8-rad. This is what's going on right now. Throw a nade to chase him off. Done joking. Double 8-rads are pushing the left side of the map. Going for a dirty wipe from the Pathfinders. Luckily, because this medium cover kicks in, we're dodging it. He is popped in. Pause real quick. You see those glowing streaks? He's popped into armored companies, so that gave me a heads up, and he has vehicle awareness. So, because of this vehicle awareness, he was hoping I was going to go Chaffee, and that means he can always spot my vehicle and dodge me anytime, anywhere on this map. But we don't fall for the trap. What is he going for? A dirty wipe on the Pathfinders. At the same time, emergency retreat their riflemen back to base. Why did I do that? Because there's an MG that suppressed me up top. Also, we're trying to get a snare on these vehicles. Get one snare. Going around the medical, desperately trying to survive the 8-rads. Panicking, going, oh, fuck, motherfucker! Run for your life, motherfucker! Go, baby, go! Yeah! Trying to buy time. Get a snare on the 8-rad. I'm literally hitting the nade ability, and it's not popping. And I'm going, this game is so fucking buggy at times. I could have snared that. And this Hellcat that is... Where the fuck is it? Never mind. Hellcat died. Yeah, there, oh, Sherman. Okay, I made a Sherman. Sherman building, this would have been a dead 8-rad. At the same time, what are we doing on top? Chase off an MG42. We're shooting an 8-rad in the back. I know we missed it. Focus on the juicy bit. But yeah, I was like, run! Run, motherfucker! Get behind the medical! And we make it. We barely make it. So what are we down on right now? Even with the reduced 25% manpower cost, we are 2-to-1 on the KD ratio right now. 2-to-1. 2-to-1. And we can't even afford engineers, and this is the problem with USF. Always 2-to-1, always lacking, always trying to pump a tank out. But why are we still hurting? Because for 25 fucking fuel, trying to kill the engineer squad, it's getting away. Sherman OP there, right? But for 25 fucking fuel, let's go ahead and show you.
We are losing the lead.
Pause button engaged. Tactical mode enabled. Company of Heroes 3 still under balance. Yeah, for 25 fuel and 280 manpower, this can kill your Sherman. That cost 360 manpower and 90 fuel. And this can kill a Sherman easily. And an overperforming unit with a fraction of the cost. And this is the USF. So we do have counters to the 8 rads, but the problem is as soon as he spaces out, I can't track him. AT guns are staying on the top of the hill. He calls in the cheesy 254 ability, trying to get out of it. Select the player only. Yeah, the map. Okay, I'm just getting vision from there. I called in a recon plane. That's what was going on right now. Sorry. Didn't catch that. Called in a recon plane, trying to desperately spot these 8 rads. Buying time, trying to keep them nut checked in base. Going around, trying to get a shot on the MG. 254 maybe, but because of that, look at that. There's the range kicking in. It can hit me from here to there, so we got to back off. We can't get into his base. Mine detonation from the rifleman. At the same time, right to the map, capping with the captain. And, you know, airbornes are going to hold. Eventually, I'm going to scoot up the AT guns in a little bit. Maintaining the high ground. We're keeping him locked in base. All his units, you know, the DAK mainline infantry just whips out fucking blowtorches out of their asses and repairs the 8 rads. And here's the problem again, folks. If all your mainline infantry are allowed to repair vehicles, that means nothing when I put damage on you. And people go, the DAK is lacking. The DAK is underpowered. This is fucking Cheeser Hut Jr. over here. But you have all the map control. Okay, cool. That's because I wiped his 2 P-Grin squads in the early game. That's also because I went an off-meta build. If I had gone Greyhound like he was hoping, he would have had a Martyr out, and it would have shit on me. Also, these 3 8 rads can kill a Greyhound in a one-on-one fight if he decides to dive. We can't even get engineers down with mine scooping because we're investing all of our munis into throwing non-stop nades trying to snare. So what am I doing right now? Bait enabled. We're going for the bait. I take the rifleman. This is not a dumb engagement, folks. I take the rifleman purposely trying to get the manpower point, bringing him out, moving the AT guns over to the side, focus on the Martyr, get a snare on the Martyr. He's taking the bait like a fisherman catching, you know, a retarded fish, basically. And we're hitting that Martyr. Get 1 kill on the Martyr. He's not focused. He's giving up internally. Trying to kill my Sherman desperately. Double AT guns. Finally get a hit. It was a miss and then a hit. Oh, this is huge. Double Martyr down. No counter to my Sherman at this point in the game because he fucked up. He took the bait, and that's what we're going for. And look at that. Look at that. Pause button enabled. Even with the bait, even with the successful engagement, we are still 2-1 on the KD ratio and Company of Heroes 3. And look, I have map control, and my units still suck ass. 2-1 on the KD ratio. You can't make it up. You can't lie about it. You can't cheese it. Bunch of bullshit. Trying to get a mine down. He could still just run at me. What is he trying to do right now? He's trying to kill my AT guns. Boom. 1 super low. AT guns take huge amount of damage. He knows the Sherman's in a desperate situation. He knows it's low. He sees my engineer squad. Means the Sherman that can't really press in. Very worried about a Martyr. He's floating 600 manpower, people. So this is not an underpowered faction, even with killing the double Martyrs, because his units are so cost effective. He can float 600 manpower. And what am I floating? 700. But your pop caps. Okay, cool. Guarantee you if those double Martyrs are out, watch the replay. He probably had a slightly same pop cap or a little bit bigger. And this is what we're getting on about right now. If a game is incredibly well balanced, then I had to tech into advanced logistics, skip tier 2, tier 3 to have a chance, and this build only works against DAK. He was expecting the Jeep, he was expecting the 8 rad and the Chaffee, and we didn't buy into it. There's the cheesy artillery ability coming down. Rifleman trying to desperately get a cap. AT guns are off the field, trying to get medic bags going. But this is bugged right now. Even with the sign, it's not going up. It's not going up. And it stops healing. And this is the Company of, you know, Bugs 3. Company of Heroes 3. It's codapting, people. It's codapting. You just got to codap. You got to roll with the bugs. AT guns are not going to heal. We got to move them out of base. Desperately trying to heal the Sherman. At the same time, engineers were wiped, so we're waiting for the manpower to kick in to go ahead and build an additional squad of engineers. I pump out a Hellcat. I go, fuck it. There's going to be another Martyr. There's always another Martyr. I put a recon plane up, trying to scan for the Martyrs. We're trying to be very careful. And there's the fucking hentai machine. There's the sex machine coming from my opponent. And there it is. Just, you know, big shot from the Hellcat. You know, we bring it down to 2/3 of its health. Trying to get another shot. Boom, big hit. But the Martyr one-shots my Hellcat, brings it down to about, again, 2/3 health. This 25 unit going toe-to-toe with the 70. fuel cost unit. At the same time, what are we doing? Airborne's moving in, trying to close the gap, forcing them off the field, trying to move the Hellcat around, taking nasty pot shots into the Martyr. And miss. Oh, nope. Hit. My bad. It was super low on the Martyr. He has to back out. Martyr gets another dirty shot. The Martyr has more range than the Hellcat, folks. That's not an exaggeration. Martyr has more range. At the same time, going to the right side of the map, trying to kill the MG, trying to focus it, but I see the Martyr overextending, focusing with the Zooks. Boom! Martyr gone. That means he has no counters left. He's out of options. Trying to get the tanks repaired. Yeah, my bad. Engineers just built a second ago. I was more focused on this engagement. Moving the Airbornes in, trying to get the manpower cut off. Basically have my opponent locked down. Everything's turning into our favor. But even with the 80 population cap to the 40 population cap, he's still 2-to-1 KD ratio on my units. Company of overperforming. Even when you win, you lose, ladies and gentlemen, because without this ability, I could not afford anything in the United States Army. I don't know about you guys, but after serving in the U.S. Army, we definitely had way better logistical options than a lot of these other people. And I can already hear it. You lost to the Taliban. You lost to the Taliban. No, we pulled out of a country that was never going to fucking fight. And what was it? Only 2,500 U.S. personnel pulled out on that last push, and it makes me laugh. And the country collapsed overnight. It only took 2,500 people to keep a country in check. And then, you know, the Taliban takes over, and people are like, haha, take that, America. Hey, man, I don't know about you, but it's, shit. In America, you know, your daughters can go to school. The Taliban, they were like, yeah, no education. Habib, get the women out of the school. And people are like, haha, take that, America. Okay. Habibi, did that woman show the ankles in the bazaar? Stone her. At the same time, A-Rads are going to show their face. Move the double AT guns, trying to take pot shots. AT guns are going to go ahead and miss. Oh, they do get a hit on the second volley. Focusing the last 8 rad. This is closing out the engagement. Still 2-to-1 KD ratio for my opponent. Still fighting for his life. Just using the rifleman as cannon fodder at this point. Desperately trying to move in. My opponent drops GG to grunt, and we get big hits into the 8 rad, and that's it, folks. And this is what I'm talking about. Even with the victory as USF, what are we dealing with? 2-to-1 KD ratio. So imagine if my opponent got the better of me and I had went meta, it would have been over. But even when you win a match versus Axis, it is a 2-to-1 KD ratio, and his damage was higher than me. I mean, shit. Even with map control, 39% map control, we're struggling. Now, again, before I close out this video, I do have a live video showing this match. My voice is not going to be on this better quality mic. It has to be on my shitty game microphone. It's not going to be as comical, but it gives you a heads up of what we're actually doing, what we're actually focusing on, versus me having the replay and showing you the juiciest bits. In that, you're going to see how fast I'm moving, how fast I'm going all over the place. It should be a better understanding of what you should be playing at in the 1600 ELO bracket. Is the best way to put it, because this man is a 1600 ELO player. I will count him as a 1600 ELO bracket because he is rank 43 USF, rank 64 Wehrmacht, rank 72 DAK. This man is a very skilled player. This is a very skilled player.